The other important thing
Uh-huh.
is it doesn't cost the British taxpayer a penny to maintain this bridge.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't cost the British taxpayer a penny to maintain any of the city bridges. That's because in 1209 AD,
Uh-huh.
when they built the first London Bridge, the first stone London Bridge, they actually set aside a fund of money.
Really?
Yes. It was set aside by Henry Fitzalan, the first mayor of London,
Uh-huh.
and Peter de Colchurch, the man who built the first London Bridge. And the fund is known as the Bridge House Estates.
Uh-huh.
It's managed by the Corporation of London,
Right.
but that wasn't always the case.
Wow.
Initially it was managed by the royal family. We're talking about the Angevins, so we're talking about King John,
Right.
the man who signed Magna Carta.
Wow.
His son, Henry III.
Uh-huh.
Henry III gave the money to his wife, Eleanor of Provence, and instead of spending the money on London Bridge, Eleanor spent it on herself. Castles in the country,
Right.
nice frocks, handbags,
Right.
shoes.
Petticoats. Yeah.
Yeah, she was one of the Cardassian sisters
Wow.
of her day.
Yeah.
So effectively, what happened was 5 of the arches on London Bridge collapsed
Because of maintenance.
because of the lack of maintenance.
Lack of
The
maintenance,
fact
yeah,
that
yeah.
the money was being frittered away.
Right.
The city, being the city, has always been financially aware of what's going
Right.
on in every department.
Right.
And they made representations to the king for the money back. They were given a charter in 1282. The fund is still there. It's still managed by the City of London.
Wow.
It's now worth about $1 billion.
And that's like an endowment. It's
Yes,
the money they
it's-
set aside, and it earns interest.
Yeah,
and
it earns interest. And what we do now is that money is ring-fenced.
Right.
So it's the interest that pays.
Right. That's
for the
withdrawn
bridges.
every year.
So
Yeah.
we're talking about Blackfriars Bridge,
Right.
the Millennium Bridge, Southwark
Right.
Bridge, London Bridge, and Tower Bridge.
Right.
The excess is given to charity.
Wow.
It goes, but it's only London charities that can apply
Right.
to
Locally.
for that fund.
Yeah.
So I always say that that's money that was set aside by Londoners
Right.
800 years ago that's still working for the benefit
Wow.
of Londoners. Would be like LA doing the same
Right.
sort of thing. Every year that fund gives between 15 and 20 million pounds.
Wow.
Last year Tower Bridge made about £4.5 million profit.
Uh-huh.
We are part of the Bridge House estate, so that profit
Goes
went
in
to
lumps.
those charities.
I
so
see.
people that come here
Right.
are indirectly contributing to worthy causes across London.
Because that $4 million is
Because
the admission fees and things like that.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
That comes,
In addition to the
after
endowment.
they pay my wages,
Right. There's a little left.
there's
Yeah.
quite a bit left. And with the addition of the glass walkways, which you'll see when we get up
Right.
to the top, and I'll explain a little bit more about that
Okay.
when we get up there. But those are the 2 key points. Incidentally, a lot of people think that the song London Bridge is Falling Down comes from Vikings pulling the bridge down. It's actually medieval satire, and it relates to Eleanor of Provence
Oh.
actually spending the money.
Interesting,
on herself.
interesting.
She is the fair lady of the song.
Wow. I was just singing that today when I was posting my pictures. Yes. Wow.
So now you know the background to that
Yes.
story. That's a lot of nursery rhymes tend to be
Yes.
satirical. Something England's known for.
So it's Luxury Fred, and in case you didn't know, we are here at Tower Bridge with our incredible guide Ian,
Hello.
and we are learning all about this iconic London landmark.
Now, as you go out, hardly any of it touches the brick or the stone. The stone is there as a facade.
Wow.
It's there to complement the White Tower. It's unnecessary. The steel would actually hold the bridge up. And if you notice the rivets,
Yes.
There are 14 million of those in the bridge. And would you like to come down
Sure,
and
of course.
put your hand across the metal? And the paint, the colour is the original colour.
Wow.
It was.
Well, this is new paint, but it's matching what was there
It's matching
originally.
the original Victorian colour. The red, white, and blue outside is actually went on in 1977
Wow.
for the Queen's Silver Jubilee.
Ah.
So that gives you an idea of part of the structure. It's one of the reasons I brought you upstairs.
Thank
so
you.
You could actually see a different part of the bridge and the way it kind of goes together.
Right.
Stuff that you don't normally see when you just go up in the lift.
What year was it constructed?
It was actually built between 1886 and 1894.
Ah.
The actual day they started, the day they broke ground, was the 21st of April. And the day they opened the bridge was the 30th of June.
Wow.
In 1894.
Yes. So it's Luxury Fred, and again, we're here at Tower Bridge, going up a spiral staircase to take a look at some of the structure.
Just be very careful.
So we're in the top of one of the towers
We're
right
in
now.
the top of the South Tower.
The South Tower, okay. And I have an amazing view. I have one of those balconies facing the bridge and the Tower of London. Amazing.
That's where they made, they shot some of Elementary.
Really?
Yeah, when he came back to London, he mastered Scotland Yard, and I immediately recognised the view as Sugar Wolf.
Really?
Because he was looking out onto more London.
Right.
And
Now, what's more London when you say that?
Oh, that's the building complex over there, the
I
glass
see.
building complex
Before the City Hall.
Beyond City.
Yeah,
just
yeah. I
beyond
walked
City
through
Hall.
that coming over here from Borough Market. Fascinating.
And the brownstone is just beyond that is Hayes,
I see.
which was the tea warehouse I was telling you about.
Oh, wow.
Just don't step back. So you get a better idea of the structure.
I noticed a wheel over here. Is that part of the machinery?
That's part of the machinery, yeah. I'll take you up to the top there. As I say, this is officially not part of the tour, but we look through this one.
Wow.
As I say, just be very careful.
So it's Luxury Fred, and we're here on Tower Bridge on the West Walkway. And if you can see, underneath me, we're standing on the glass, and hopefully you can see the roadway underneath me.
And if you look very closely, you'll also be able to see the split in the middle of the road, which is the point at which Tower Bridge lifts.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That white lorry is just going
Right,
across
right.
the exact centre at the moment. We've just come down from the high walkways, down in through the South Tower and out of the lift.
Okay.
Now if you look on the inside, you'll see two blue boxes.
Yes.
Now Victorians were very, very good engineers, but sometimes they weren't perfect. Underneath the arch is the counterweight that drops down when this part of the bridge lifts up.
Yes.
The counterweight is on a quadrant, and the quadrant has teeth on it that works on a rack and pinion
Yes.
wheel. The ends of the quadrant come out where those boxes are.
Ah.
So they didn't quite build the towers big enough, so they had to disguise the fact
I see.
with those little boxes. Now opposite is the main control cabin. That's where they operate the bridge lifts from.
Right.
Above is the flag of the Bridge House Estates. The sign on it is the bridge mark.
Wow.
Remember I spoke about the Bridge House Estates
Yes.
earlier, and they're now a charity, but
Yes.
they've been running London's bridges for 800 years, and they've been doing a pretty good job.
Yes.
This cabin is actually set up as the old cabins were set up, and if you know about signal boxes in the old railway gantries with the levers,
Yes.
it works in exactly the same way.
Ah.
But instead of changing signals, you're simply switching water valves over,
Right.
so the water will flow in one direction
Right.
or another, depending on whether you want the bridge to lift
Up or down.
off
Right.
down.
Right.
Okay. Now, at either end, on either bank, there are what we call abutments. In the first days of Tower Bridge, they were houses. They were the homes of the chief engineer
Wow.
and the bridge master. The north abutment was the chief engineer. The south abutment was the bridge master. Now, the south abutment is still known as the bridge master's dining room.
Wow.
In 1910, when they combined the two jobs, they built a new place called the Residence, which is the red brick building just
the end,
beyond
yeah.
the south abutment. We still use that today for our administration. The south abutment is now used as an education centre for
Wow.
the children of London to come in and learn about Victorian
Right.
London and Tower Bridge.
Wow.
And our two education ladies do a very good job.
Right.
Escorting the children around and telling
Right,
them
right.
all about the bridge. If we go down now, you won't lose me, but just in case you do, just follow the blue line.
Okay.
Which is what we always say to people. One of the things you'll notice is Tower Bridge is fully accessible. So if somebody's in a wheelchair,
Yes.
they can get up, they can get across the bridge, they can see everything. And this also actually includes the south side, down to the engine runs.
I see.
We have another access lift, so people can sort of get down to see the engine rooms.
I see.
So if they are mobility impaired,
Right.
it's not a problem for us.
Right.
We can deal with it. We've got different languages across the bridge. A lot of our guides speak a few languages.
Right.
I don't, but a lot of them do. We can normally find somebody, if somebody's in difficulty,
Right,
a tourist, to be of assistance. That's one of the great things about living in a cosmopolitan city like London.
Any language is
Any
covered.
language,
Yeah.
yes. You can go up to, they do say you can go up to Colm Hill, stand around for an hour and listen to 130 languages being spoken.